Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Dee's Mindful Monday Musings. I am Dee, and this week I want to talk to you about living from the heart chakra. Before I get started today, I just wanted to say a few words about this incredibly enormous hurricane that just went through Helene. I'm sure most of you who are watching this know about this enormous destructive hurricane that just went through the south and on up well up into the north, way further than anyone probably thought it was going to go, and it just wreaked such havoc and did so much damage. The death toll still isn't complete on this storm, so I'd just like to take a moment to express my extreme gratitude for the safety of those who did remain safe through this storm, even though they may have had some damage to their property and maybe even their home and things like that. I would like us to just take a moment to send so much love and light to those who were less fortunate during this storm, who may have lost everything, who may have lost lives, their own, their loved ones. I would just like to take a moment and just send so much love and light to those people who were so heavily impacted by this hurricane that just came through. So if you'll just please join me just for a moment in sending love and light to all of these people. Thank you. Thank you for that. And if if anyone would like to donate, I don't have any links up at this time. I don't know of any links right now, but these people who have been so heavily impacted still need, water, clean water, and food supplies, and so many other things. So if y'all can help in any way in that regard, I really do appreciate it. If I can find some links where you can go to donate to those causes, I will certainly add them to the description box below this video. Thank you so much for that. Now, to talk about living from the heart chakra, um, this is a really, really meaningful topic to me because this is what I endeavor to do every day. We are human, so I know that sometimes we don't always get to the place where we would love to be during the day or during the moment, but always endeavoring to live from the heart chakra. What does that mean? What that means is to lead with love in everything that you do in your life. When you encounter someone who may react to something you said in a negative way, or maybe you didn't say anything at all and they still had this negative reaction, or you're around someone in the grocery store or fast food place or wherever it is, and you see people acting in these ways, to just take a moment. Or even if someone cuts you off in traffic, even then, I know it's frustrating and things like that, and we can cause it can cause us to want to react in a certain way, to say certain things, make some hand gestures. I've done it myself in the past, and it is very frustrating, and I understand that. But leading with love and maybe thinking about what they have may have going on in their lives that would cause them to act that way, right? Thinking, well, maybe their pet just died, or maybe their a family member is in the hospital, or they just had a fight with their spouse or their, significant other or something like that. And just allowing yourself to extend grace to that person. Sometimes the most powerful thing that we can say is nothing. Sometimes we need to just not engage in the conversation and just remove ourselves from the situation if we're able to do that. And if we're not able to, exit the situation, I always say, saying you need to go to the bathroom is a really great way to just kind of get a few moments to yourself where you can collect yourself and get yourself together and take a few deep breaths and then maybe come back into the situation with a more clear head so that you can react in a better way, or maybe just not even re-enter that conversation when you come out of the bathroom if you're able to not do that. So it's it's really it's simple. It's a simple concept, but it's not always easy because we are human and sometimes we're, in one of the we have those days sometimes. I call it the ebb and flow of life. If we take my thoughts are still on the hurricane, so please bear with me. Sometimes, if we think about how we wake up in the morning, if we take all of the external stimuli away from the situation, and there's nothing but this neutral bubble that we're in when we wake up. Some days we're going to wake up and we're going to feel like we can take on the world and we have all of this strength and we're strong mentally and physically and emotionally, and then there's those days where we could wake up in that same neutral bubble and n- it doesn't take anything to upset us or make us sad or get in our feels about things, right? And that's with no external stimuli. So if we have all these other things that are normal daily life, right? We get up in the morning and we, forget to put our cup under the coffee maker and the coffee makes all over to the countertop instead of in our cup because we forgot to put it under there, or we stub our toe on the way out of the bedroom, or there's so many things that can factor into our day, right? And if we can just take a beat and just think about how we would like other people to react to us in these situations. Sometimes we need more grace. Sometimes we need to give ourselves grace. Living in the heart chakra isn't always about how we react to other people. Sometimes it's about how we react with ourselves and giving ourselves that extra grace that we need, giving ourselves that extra love and light, right? So just finding ways to do that each day, and when you first start doing this, it's going to seem a little awkward, it's going to seem silly, and you might think, well, this is just stupid and it's not going to do anything to change my life. And it does seem weird when you first start doing it because you're not used to it, right? You're not used to giving yourself grace, giving yourself compliments, and I always like to say, be your own best friend. If you wouldn't say something to your best friend, then why would you say it to yourself? You're with you way more than you're with anyone else. As a matter of fact, no matter where you go, there you are, as the old saying goes. So, giving yourself grace and learning to lead from the heart chakra when it comes to you is sometimes the hardest of the heart chakra led way of living because we forget about ourselves and we don't think that we deserve to be treated well by ourselves. We don't think we deserve to say good things to ourselves, but we do. And so that's a very big part of it. So I want you to take that into consideration and I invite you to be a little kinder to yourself. And like I said, it seems weird when you first start doing it, but it really is beneficial. And then that kind of when you learn to love yourself more and you're so much more comfortable in your own skin and you can live in the knowingness of how amazing you are and you just live in this heart-centered space with everything you do and think and say to and about yourself, then that ripples out onto other people because you are living as your highest and best self when you do that. And that ripples out onto other people, your kids, your significant other or spouse, your coworkers, your boss, the people in line at the supermarket. It just kind of ripples out because you feel so good within yourself that you're then able to lead with that when you're dealing with other people as well. So I would just like to invite you to implement this into your life. And if there's ways that you have implemented this into your life already, I would love for you to share them in the comments of this video so that other people can read them and get on ideas on how they can implement it even more into their own lives, because it really, really, truly does make a difference. And when you approach things with love, and it doesn't always mean that you like it, and it doesn't always mean that you accept it. However, even if we don't like something or accept it as a way that we would do something, if we're living from the heart chakra, when we live from the heart chakra, we're able to just still treat those people with love and kindness, or at the very least, walk away and don't engage so that it doesn't elevate the situation into something that's a really, not desirable situation. So I really truly invite you to live in love, live in the heart chakra, and just do it for a little while and see how it works for you and see how, it doesn't magically make other people nicer or things like that. However, what it does do, it shifts your perspective and you can understand then why someone may be. It doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. That's not what I'm saying. But maybe it can help you understand that why someone might have snapped at you in the supermarket line or cut you off with their car. You never know what's going on in someone's life. You can never tell by looking at someone what's going on in their life that may be causing them to act that way, you know? And I had this experience when I was working as a cashier, and I never will forget this. And this just goes to show you can't tell by looking at someone what's going on in their life. There was this older lady who came through my line, and she looked so nice. She had nice clothes on, she had her hair done, and she just looked especially nice that day. And I told her, ma'am, you just look really, really nice today. And she stopped. She was about to walk away from me, and she turned back around and she said, do I? She said, my son just died, and sometimes I wonder how I'm doing. And that stuck with me because I thought, you would have never known by looking at this lady that her son had just died. You can't tell by looking at someone. She wasn't rude or anything like that. I just extended a compliment to her, and she let me know with her reply that how much it meant to her to know that at least she looked okay, even if she felt like she was a wreck on the inside from her child dying. She looked okay, and that was at least something to her. So just a reminder to, but when we do that, when we live from that heart chakra, when we go ahead and give that compliment to someone, we never know what it's going to mean to them. We never know. So I just invite you today to implement that into your life and see how that goes for you. And I'm going to just go ahead and close this out today because I'm starting to get just really emotional thinking about this hurricane again. So please extend so much love and light again to those who've been affected by this crazy hurricane we just had. And if you have been in an area where it was impacted by this hurricane and you're doing okay, I'm so grateful for that for you. And I hope that you will look at all of the things that you have to be grateful for as well, because that's so, so important. Gratitude brings that more of that into our lives. So, um, again, thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to do my best to find some links that will enable you to be able to donate to some of these areas that have been impacted. And I'll get those in here as soon as I can. So thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. I love you all. Sending so much light to all of you, sending so much love. And if you would like to join my Spiritually Speaking Facebook group, the link to that is always in the description box below the video as well. And it is, let's see, today is the 29th of September. So there's 2 more days for my 55% off all my services. So if you would like to have your own personal intuitive card reading, or you would like to be in my mentorship program, please check out my website. The link to that will be in the description box below the video too, because those discounts are almost gone. Just a couple more days for that. So thank you for everyone who likes, shares, and subscribes to my channel and shares these videos to get these messages out to more and more people, because that's how we do it, through the likes and shares and the subscribes. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but it means so much to me that you're a part of my life in this way. So thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. I love you all.